Hello, and welcome to More Than a Store, the podcast that delves into the heart of Goodwill and uncovers the incredible stories and initiatives that make us so much more than just a thrift store. I'm your host, Libby Castillo, the Director of Strategic Communications at Goodwill San Antonio, and today we have a very special guest with us, William Perry, the Vice President of Business Services at Goodwill San Antonio. Welcome, William.
Thank you, Libby. Great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being here. We are thrilled to have you. So let's dive right in. Can you start by telling us a little bit about your role here at Goodwill and what the Business Services Unit does?
Sure thing. So I'm the Vice President of Business Services, and we actually provide services to the government and local entities. We provide services such as landscaping and grounds maintenance, tree services, irrigation. We also do HVAC. We do call centers. Wow. We do administrative contracts for the government, medical records. We do a lot of different stuff. We're very diverse in the lines of business.
Yeah, it certainly sounds like it. And I think a lot of people don't realize that we do that much. You know, you've been here for 2 years and, you know, you're wearing your Goodwill gear today. And when you're out in the public and people see that you work at Goodwill, is there any surprises that they have when you tell them what you do?
Absolutely. So the first thing they do is they start handing me their gently used clothing and donations. I always get a kick out of that. We graciously take them. That's a big part of what we do. But when I start talking about the business services, the contracts we hold with the government, and the veterans we employ, I mean, it just really surprises people that, you know, we do so much more than just the store.
Yeah. And so you mentioned veterans. That's something that I think a lot of people are not aware of. So can you talk to us a little bit about what we do with veterans and, you know, how they're continuing to serve through our government contracts?
Absolutely. So our government contracts are on what they call the Ability One platform. So Ability One is a program where 75% of our staff has to have a significant disability. Mm-hmm. This really lines up greatly with disabled veterans. So we've got a large disabled veteran workforce that kind of comes in to do these administrative contracts primarily. So when they come in, they already have a lot of familiarity with how the government operates. So it's an easy transition for them. They're able to jump in. They understand a lot of the lingo. They understand the ways of the government. So I think it's kind of they come in with kind of a ready to go, you know?
Yeah. And what's it been like for you to witness that?
You know, it's very fulfilling. It's fulfilling to see that familiarity and for them to come in and be able to start a sometimes second career. Maybe they've retired from the military and they're looking for something different. So neat to be able to offer them something that gives them that confidence. You know, when they've done it before, they're able to come in and say, "Hey, I've done this. I'm good at it." You know, it's just it's a different atmosphere than coming into something brand new.
Yeah. So you cover, you know, veterans and disabled veterans. And, you know, our purpose here at Goodwill is to provide employment opportunities for people with barriers. So what you do at Business Services does that. And I know we have these multiple contracts. How many contracts do we have currently?
So currently we have 15 federal contracts and we have 16 commercial contracts.
Okay. So, you know, like I mentioned, our mission is to help change lives through the power of work. So how do you feel Business Services is able to fulfill that mission?
So I think when people come in to work for Business Services, it's just empowering. You know, we do so much more than just employ people. We've spent a lot of time in the training, the supports. We have case management that comes in. We look at their life skills, things that maybe they're struggling in their personal life that are causing issues maybe in their work life. We're able to address those and effectively enhance their ability to be successful.
That's incredible. And I think that's something that people don't know about, is that it's more than just a job. You know, just like we're more than just a store, it's more than an employment. These life skill coaches that we have, what kind of things do they support our team members with?
So if team members are maybe having struggles with maybe housing, with sometimes food, sometimes it's just mental health, but they're able to come in and either help directly or provide a resource and refer them out to a resource to say, hey, this program here can help you with that. A lot of them are education related. They want to further their education or obtain maybe a certification of sorts. So we're able to help with a lot of that.
Oh, that's amazing. And, one thing that we do here on the More Than the Store podcast is showcase a glimpse into some of the team members or program participants that we help. But before we do that, I want to ask you, do you have any personal experience or have you witnessed anything here that you can share with us that shows the success of our mission?
There's so many countless success stories within our business unit. So many of them come in at a entry level type position, and through training and some of the supports that I was talking about, they're able to advance, and sometimes pretty rapidly. So a lot of, in fact, I'd say more than 80% of our management staff were actually employees, coming in as employees. So the growth opportunity within the business unit, I think, speaks to that very strongly.
Yeah, very much. Thank you so much. So we're going to take it to the field right now. Our producer, Yvonne, spoke with one of our team members from the Business Services Unit, and so we'll hear from them about their success story.
So right now, I'm actually the herbicide technician, and I'm actually the first ever herbicide technician for Camp Bullis.
Meet Christopher, a dedicated team member who's gained confidence while working at Goodwill San Antonio. Diagnosed with ADD, Christopher's journey hasn't always been easy, but he's found his place as a team member with the Business Services Unit at Goodwill, a place where he is also part of the Ability One program, which creates job opportunities for people with disabilities.
So I have ADD, and I'm sometimes really hyper, and I'm all excited and all that. The push that Goodwill gives, that you got this, you can do this, I mean, it's just amazing. I did have barriers, and Goodwill helped me with them barriers.
Because of Goodwill and its Ability One program, Christopher found more than just a job. He also enrolled in the CDL program offered at the Good Careers Academy and is set to graduate this fall.
It was actually my boss. He told me, he was like, anybody wants to do their CDL? And I was the first one once again. Hey, I'll take it. I'll take the opportunity.
With Goodwill's support, Christopher has been able to overcome challenges, and his journey is just one example of how Goodwill San Antonio is more than a store. It's an opportunity for people like Christopher to build a brighter future one day at a time.
The one thing that I want people to know about Goodwill is that if you try all your best at Goodwill and you give Goodwill you all, Goodwill will take care of you. It's just an amazing, amazing organization.
That was incredible. And thank you, Yvonne, for your field reporting. It's clear that the work that you're doing through business services is changing lives. Now, tell me, how can businesses in the community get involved with Goodwill Business Services?
So to get involved with Goodwill, look at us as an option for your business needs. We're a solution in so many different lines of businesses that people don't realize. Look at our website, look at the types of things we do. If there's something that you're looking for that we can help with, reach out and let us know.
Awesome. And how would they reach us if they are interested in contracting?
You can go to our website at goodwillsa.org and look for the business services location. There's contact information in there. They can reach out and we can easily come out and look at the situation and see how we can help.
Wonderful. Thank you. We are business solution oriented, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
Thank you so much, William, for sharing your insights and the incredible work that you do here at Goodwill through Business Services. We usually end our show with one final question for our guests. So I'm going to ask you, what is one thing that you would like people to know about Goodwill?
So one thing is, whether you're donating or whether it's the revenue that business services is generating, that money is going back into the community to provide job training, education, and opportunities for people with barriers. So I think it's important to realize that we are more than just a store. We do so much for the community, so many partnerships out there, so many success stories, and to be part of that is just great.
All right, wonderful. Thanks so much for being here today, William. And thank you to all our listeners for tuning into the More Than the Store podcast. Remember, when you donate, shop, or contract through Goodwill, you help us continue our mission of helping change lives through the power of work. Be sure to subscribe to our podcast and stay tuned for more inspiring stories. This has been More Than a Store, a podcast brought to you by Goodwill San Antonio. And a big shout out and thank you to Texas Public Radio for allowing us to record this episode right here in their studio. For more information about this episode, check out the show notes on the More Than a Store podcast at goodwillsa.org. And you can also find out more about this show on social media at Goodwill SA. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.